countdown. I feel like it's New Year's Eve all over again. That's the energy I'm feeling today. Hey, you guys, Magic 102.1, 97 out of the box, our Radio 1 family, Sky Houston here. I'm super excited, guys, because it's a new year and I'm excited about what's to come for myself, for you as viewers, and for our exciting guests that we have on today. Listen, it's Black History Month. And I know a lot of people talk about how short the month is, but I feel like it's going to be power packed simply because we have people like my guests today, right? They're bringing excitement, they're bringing things that you can do to advance your lifestyle. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on our guest for today. She is the co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. I'm talking about Dr. Gina Paige. Dr. Paige, are you there?
I'm here. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Good to see you.
It's good to be seen. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I heard that there was a such thing as love and legacy, combining the two things of love and legacy in the month of February on the brink of Valentine's Day, I'm like, yo, sign me up, please. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited for the conversation on AfricanAncestry.com. So before we get deep into what love and legacy is, please tell me about how it came about, how AfricanAncestry.com, how did you become a part of that launch?
So thank you for having me. First of all, I'm loving the energy. So this is a great way to spend the day. So AfricanAncestry.com, if you know, we're the pioneers of genetic ancestry for Black people all around the world. And we're on a mission to help Black folks transform the way we view ourselves and the way we view Africa. And so, that's what we do all day, every day, is help tell people where exactly in Africa they come from. Not that they are African, not that they are some percent this or that, but the people and the place. And so Mona Scott Young is a member of the African Ancestry family, and she's, of course, the executive producer of Love and Hip Hop. And so when she went through her own African ancestry experience, she felt like, hey, I have to do this with my cast. And so that's when we partnered with her to bring the African ancestry experience to Love and Hip Hop.
Nice. Now, people take it for granted knowing about their local history, right? Their own families. I tell people all the time, like, I'm my family's historian because no one else wants to take the responsibility of digging or asking questions. But as we've seen through a pandemic, we're losing people. We're losing loved ones. We're losing history, like our emergent history. So did you see through the pandemic a shift in people wanting to get their history, more people coming to AfricanAncestry.com, or did it kind of stay the same during the pandemic? What did you see?
That the pandemic was really a positive time for us in terms of the business. Certainly, we all lost loved ones and went through a terrible life transition. However, being at home, looking at the social unrest that was going on around the country, and then thinking about our own families really got people wondering, well, okay, wait a minute, who am I? Who am I in this whole scheme, this whole puzzle called life, right? And for us as Black folks, we can do family history, but being your family's historian, that eventually we hit a brick wall. We can't get past Mississippi or Oklahoma or Haiti or Jamaica or New York. We hit this
Louisiana.
wall.
Yes.
And so we are at a loss. There's a void because we don't know where we came from on the continent. We know we're African, and that's dope. But Africa has 54 countries and thousands of languages and cultures and traditions. And so what people started to ask was, well, what are the beliefs and the values and the cultural practices of the people that I come from? And that led them to AfricanAncestry.com.
Yes, we have these nuances. We're beautiful people, right? Black folks are the most diverse, beautiful. We just are amazing people, but we're so different. Like you said, Africa has so many other countries, and a lot of us don't even know that. So how do we, I was going to say, how do we spread the importance of digging down? Because you guys actually go to the tribe, right? You get to down to the specific tribe, the nuances. Why I wear my hair to the side like this? Because my tribe does this. How do you guys, how are you pushing that to get people to know it's down to those nuances? This is what sets us apart.
Well, it's talking to people like you who are interested in the information. It's partnering with VH1 and Love and Hip Hop to do a Lineage to Legacy series. And so it's showing people, we got to see it, right? Because we
Yeah.
hear all these things about DNA. I'm not giving you my DNA, or I'm not African, or, all of these negative narratives that society wants to bombard us with, right? But it's such an amazing time that a Black company that is privately owned by Black people, that employs Black scientists, that has an all-Black staff, that works with Black companies as vendors and suppliers, is using what's in our bodies to reconnect us to Africa. This is the time for us to see. We weren't even supposed to know this information. We're not supposed to want to know where we come from. We're supposed to be complacent with our position here today. I don't want to get political on you, but our identities were stolen, Sky. We're the original victims of identity theft.
Wow.
And now we can get that back through something that we never lost. We have the exact same DNA as our ancestors. So the way we have to spread the word, because we're not a huge company, you're not going to see ads on television. It's coming into the community and talking to the people, talking to our people about the importance of knowing who you are. And then it's just as simple as swabbing your cheek and you can get the answer.
I was about to go there. You said something just a second ago, and I thought about going through the process, because if people don't know, we'll talk about which size you can get. But I recall getting a package previously, sending it to my uncle on my father's side, and he had to swab his mouth. He was so taken back by having what are you using this for? Where is this swab going? So walk us through the process. Even with the pandemic, people are scared to get, a poke, like you're uncertain of the uncertainties. So let's talk about the process really quickly. What happens? They get a package in the mail. Tell me about the AfricanAncestry.com process. What happens?
Okay. So first you decide whether you want to trace your mother's side or your father's side, like you just mentioned. And so you order a kit, you get the package in the mail. There's a set of swabs that are just like Q-tips, harmless, no blood, painless. You swab the inside of your cheek to collect the DNA. You send those swabs in confidential packaging to our lab. So they don't know who you are. They don't know your name, your address, your email, nothing. You're just a barcode. And then they unlock the code of the DNA that you inherited from this ancestor that we're talking about. Your mother's line going back 2,000 years, Sky. Or in your case, your father's line going back 2,000 years. Yeah. They unlock the code. Our scientists then analyze that code and compare it to codes, DNA from people all over Africa. And AfricanAncestry.com has the largest database of African DNA or code in the world. And if you share the code with someone else in the world, you have to share ancestry with them. But here's what's key. Not only do we get to the tribe or the ethnic group in the country, like, for example, Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther. Yes. We found his maternal line, his mother's line among the Limba people living in the country of Sierra Leone today. But then we destroy the DNA. We don't keep it. We don't sell it. We don't share it. We don't research it. It's gone. That's our commitment to our community, is that we handle your DNA ethically and respectfully, and then we destroy it. So nothing else is done with it.
So whatever fears people have, tell me this, what are the number two folks, Black folks have a fear of what when it comes to doing the AfricanAncestry.com? Be real, Gina, Black folks are scared of what?
Well, you know what? Okay, so the first thing they're scared of is, what are you going to do with my DNA? And I just answered that. We're going to destroy it. We're not going to do anything with it except for tell you where you're from. The second thing is they're scared that the result won't be African.
Huh? What do you mean?
So as Black people, we're a mixture. We're a mixture of Africans who were captured and brought here under horrific circumstances, and then the white people who were the slave traders, the slave owners, the, you know, all of the people involved in the system of slavery in the Americas. We're a melting pot. And so when you take our test, we're going to look at one branch in the entire melting pot and tell you where that branch comes from. Sometimes the branch goes back to Europe, not to Africa. We know,
but there's still a strand. There's still a strand, though. Like,
right. But
so you saying they're afraid? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at your uncle, for example.
Okay.
Well, let's look at all of us. We get half of our DNA from our mother and half from our father. Right?
Yes.
So there's DNA from our mother that could go back to Africa, and then DNA from 2,000 years ago that could go back to a slave owner. We know the history of white men during the slave trade. They were fathering brown babies. I'm gonna say it nicely like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if a British slaveholder has a son with an enslaved woman, he's Black. The kid is Black because we got the one drop rule here, right?
Right.
He's going to have Black sons who have Black sons who have Black sons. But when we look at his DNA for ancestry on his father's line, that's going to go back to Britain. The white man, right?
Yeah. Wow.
But the vast majority of the time, the results come back African. But so, you know, there are ways to work around that fear. And you know, I mean, it's just part, you've seen it, I'm sure, in your family. Not all of us have, the average Black person is 75% African, 25% European, whether we look like Mariah Carey or Wesley Snipes.
Right. Okay, so Black folks are afraid to find out they have some European in them. Okay, so number 2, Black folks are scared of what?
Just of what we're going to do with their DNA.
Okay. Yeah. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. But I'm glad that you guys can rest assured that this DNA will be destroyed. Okay. Now, moving forward, today is going to be a premiere of Love and Legacy on VH1 for Love and Hip Hop. Tell me, during that process, there's 8 characters, 8 of the people who are on Love and Hip Hop. They're characters. And that's what I'm getting to. What characters came out of people from Papoose to Remy Ma when they were discovering or going on this journey? What did you find to be hilarious or just, you know, intriguing about their experiences with African ancestry?
Well, you know, some of the funniest moments are just the reactions after the fact. So everybody, I have to say, I was a little nervous because, you know,
Why?
because we see that people's extremes on this show, right? And so I don't know if they're excited. I don't know if they're scared. So I'm like, ooh, and I've never met any of them before. So I'm like, what's going to happen? Everybody was really wanted to know. That was what the exciting part. They really, really wanted to know. And some people had done family history like you. Other people had no idea. Somebody like Papoose, you know, he's well read. He knows a lot of African American history, the people of Black people around the world. You know, somebody like Tokyo, she's so fancy and excited. I'm from New Orleans, that kind of thing.
Right.
And her father is Nigerian, so she already had a sense of part of her African ancestry. And then, of course, somebody like Mama D, she's a queen. She walked in the door. I already know I'm a queen, so, you know, what are you going to tell me? I already know.
Tell me my palace. Where's my palace? Where did I come from? Which one?
Exactly. So you'll have to tune in to see their reactions. There'll be 4 people who are revealed tonight. And then 4 other cast members will be revealed next week. And the other really fun part about it is they got tattoos from the Black Ink crew. So once they find out where they're from, they design a tattoo with a member of the Black Ink Crew, and then they get that tattoo. So I'm looking forward.
Wow.
I wasn't there for that part, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the tattoos look like.
Do you see anyone transform or use the information once they have? What's the most extreme thing you've seen someone do after they've identified their lineage?
Oh my God, the most extreme, move, relocate, leave the U.S. and go and live in the country that they share ancestry with. I think that's probably the most extreme.
That's exciting.
All kinds of things. They learn the language. They start businesses. They start philanthropic organizations. They get involved politically. They learn how to cook the food. They travel. And when you share ancestry with Sierra Leone now, they get citizenship. They give citizenship to people who have taken our test and who find their roots in Sierra Leone.
All I hear is building more legacy. Once I connect and identify with what my bloodline is, how I'm built, I be who I am, who I know I am. You live bigger is what it sounds like to me. There you have it.
And the thing about it is that when you take the test, like when your uncle took the test, the results.
He didn't take the test.
He didn't?
He never took it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, when you take the test, because you're going to do it, when you take the test, the results are the same for everybody in your family. So you're going to take the maternal test. So we'll trace you, your mother, her mother, all the way back 500 to 2,000 years. And the results will be the same for everybody on that whole line. Nice. So do you have kids? I don't know if you
I do. I have a 9-year-old.
It'll be the same for your kids, your brothers and sisters, their kids, your mother, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your grandmother. Everybody will share the result of the one test that you take. So it really.
Oh wow! I'm having a release party. I'm doing a release party. Does anyone do that on the show?
The whole show is a party.
The whole show is a party.
Yeah, nice. It's full of. They've got music. They've got naming ceremonies. They're dancing. They have a chef. I mean, it's a whole experience.
So something to tune in for. You guys tune in tonight and on Valentine's night, the 14th, for the second half of Love and Hip Hop, the Love and Legacy edition with AfricanAncestry.com. If you're just joining our Dr. Gina Paige on the line, she is co-founder of AfricanAncestry.com. And I'm just challenging everybody. If you have not taken the test and you're a little bit curious, go to the website, AfricanAncestry.com. Now, do you suggest doing one side versus the other first? I know it's 50-50. So when should I do maternal versus when should I do paternal?
I suggest that everybody start with the maternal test because you can take that test whether you're a man or a woman, and 92% of the time that result comes back African. So that's where you start. And then you branch off into other lines of the tree. So if you want to know about your father's side, like father to father to father, only men can take that test. So all of us sisters, we need a male relative to go in, like our uncle, like our father, our brother, to do that test for us. And so I say start with the maternal test. And this is Black History Month. And so at AfricanAncestry.com, we have a special. So there's 10% off of the test kits right now. So nice. You can take advantage of that and find your roots.
Or gift it to somebody. Listen, I'm giving you a gift idea. Maybe you have a spouse and they're searching. Gift them this for Valentine's Day. Or, ladies, Super Bowl is coming up. Do something different. Gift your man a package that gives him what he's built like, okay? I like it. I like it a lot. 10% off.
I'm going to use that Super Bowl gift. Thank you. That's a good idea.
If you want to, give your man an experience day, do that. I like it. All right. Well, thank you again, Dr. Gina Paige with AfricanAncestry.com. I'm excited to get my package in the mail. And should we do it with other people? Like when I get the package back, like when I get it in the mail, should I wait? What do you suggest? Should I wait and do it by myself before I let the family know? Like,
It's either or. So what some people do kind of make a big deal out of doing the swabbing, and everybody's gonna. Some people pitch in too, right? So everybody pitches in to get the test. One person takes it, and then when you get the results, make that a big deal. Like open the results in front of everybody and celebrate. People can guess, where do you think we're going to be from? They could start, even some of the kids in the family could start exploring the different countries and make their guesses about where the family is going to be from. And then everyone is engaged, because again, it's not just for you. It's for everybody who's with you today, in honor of everybody who came before you, and then leaving a legacy for those who come after you.
Absolutely. Do Black History Month different this year, you guys. We've done, the memes and the quotes and the highlighting people who've made an impact in our history. That's great too. But do something for you. You become Black History this month. Now, Gina, I'm asking this question. It may be off the wall. Have you ever seen or experienced when someone got their information back and they were not happy with it? Maybe they were connected to an area that didn't please them. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen everything, Sky. When I tell you, we could be on here all day. I've seen everything. So there are people who are disappointed because the results aren't Native American. There are people who are disappointed because the results are European. There are people who are disappointed because the result is a country that they don't know, they've never heard of, or that has a bad stereotypical reputation. But 99% of the people are overwhelmingly happy, because again, this is where we come from. This is the DNA that is in our body. It runs through our veins. Yeah. And now we get to know, where are those people today? What are they like? What do they love? How do they worship? What do they eat? And you can see it. You can actually see it in your body sometimes, in your family's traditions sometimes.
Yes.
It's an act of resistance, and it's an act of liberation.
Nice. You made me think about it. I was taking my MBA courses, and I had to do an international business course, right? And part of the project was everybody in the class had to bring something from, where they're from, their country. But as an African American, I was the only African American girl in the room, right? There were other Black girls, but I was the only African American girl. So when everybody started doing the presentations, I'm like, you have to put a food, that's signature to where you're from. You have to do something about clothing. And I was thinking, I don't have anything that's just mine as a Black girl in America, right? I had a Black girl in the class. She was from Brazil. Dark Brazilian, beautiful girl. She had all of these foods and things that she could bring to the class. And I'm like, I can't bring barbecue. I can't bring pizza. What? You can't do greens and, what did I bring? I felt not connected to anything that I could say was mine, right? Any traditions that I could say, these specifically are African American female, traits. So this is why I've always been excited about finding out where do I come from? Really, what is mine? If I don't lay these edges down, I can explain why my edges won't lay and be proud of my edges. If I wanted to take these lashes off, Gina, if I wanted to take these lashes off, boom, bam, bing, these eyes come from da. So these are my reasons of why I'm excited that African Ancestry even exists. I can't wait to see the cast members, their journeys, and how they identify. But thank you and your other founders, for making this for us.
Thank you. And you explained it. I couldn't have explained it better. We are truly in the business of being Black. We want to help Black people, whether they're in Brazil, whether they're in Cuba, whether they're in France, whether they're in Houston, whether they're in Cal, wherever they are. We want you to have as many tools as possible to help you feel good about being the person that you are. And when you have that African answer, it roots you in such a way that when all of these life's events, I keep putting my hands in the camera. I'm excited though. When all of these life's events happen, we react differently when we have our roots.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
that
telling y'all
simple.
now, I'm acting different. As soon as mine comes back, I'm acting different. Y'all get ready. That meme on there, from now on, don't nobody talk to Sky directly. If you want to talk to me, talk to Ubuntu, then Ubuntu talk to me, okay? I cannot wait. I'm going to be extra, extra. I'm preparing y'all now, okay? No, but thanks again, Gina. This has been so much fun. I seriously cannot wait. Thank you to you and your team. And this ain't the last y'all are hearing from me. I'm telling you now, because I'm super
I,
excited. And we
look,
got to start this.
I want to do your reveal. Will you let me do your reveal?
Do it, Gina. Go, Gina. Go, Gina.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
want to do it. If you'll let me, I would love to do it.
I would love for you to be the one to do it. Absolutely.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
with my package, how long does it take for the results to come back?
It takes about 8 to 10 weeks. So you got to hurry up and send your swabs. And we'll be celebrating, maybe we'll be celebrating Women's History Month, depending on, we
Boom,
could
bam,
probably
bam.
do it for Women's History Month.
Ooh, let me see if I can get other women to go order the kit and we do a party, a women's month type of. Let's do the thing, Gina. Go,
Let's do it.
Gina. Go, Gina. All right, listeners, we thank y'all for tuning in. Get your packet. If you want to be a part of this with me, I'm going to get mine in. Order your kit now. Go to the website, AfricanAncestry.com. Get it. I'm throwing that challenge out there. If you get it, hit me, DM me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and let me know you got your kit and you're going to be in that with me for Women's Month. All right, Gina, anything else you want to share with the people?
Listen, happy Black History Month. We celebrated 365, but we go extra this month. So everybody
Yeah.
just, love who you are. That's my closing remark. Love who you are, because as Black people, we are the most beautiful people on the planet.
Yeah. And I'm a backdoor here and say, know who you are first, because only then can you love who you are. Know who you are. Get your kit, AfricanAncestry.com. See, even this is extra. My tribe does this. I'm convinced. My tribe does this. Not Tribe Called Quest. My African tribe does this. Boom, bam, bam. All right, Gina. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right. Talk to you soon.